Hey everybody, this is Mark Germany with Fireside Winery and Ackerman Winery, and as you can see, I can't. So today we are going to be doing a little blind tasting of all of our club releases for the April wine clubs. And we're going to tell you a little bit about each wine and see if I can identify them without seeing what they are or knowing what they are. Have fun.
And your first wine is...
Sounds like wine.
Sounds like wine. On your left.
There we go. We'll swirl on the table, keep it clean in here.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what this is. "100% without a doubt, Brianna."
Good job.
So yeah, I know this because Brianna is my absolute favorite grape variety that we grow here and that we work with here. When I moved here from Texas, I worked with a lot of Chardonnay. And the first thing I did when I got here is I went out into the vineyard and just started tasting grapes off the vine. And the first thing I tasted was Brianna. And I noticed that, in grape form, it tasted so similar to what Chardonnay tastes like whenever it's on the vine. It also grows very similar in these small, tight bunches, very, very compact clusters. It gives off these wonderful tropical characters. For this particular vintage, let's see, this is 2022, so this was my first vintage of Brianna here. And Zach and I had some conversations before the harvest season on experimenting with some different yeasts. And we brought in a different type of yeast for this wine that really, really boosts mouthfeel. It creates a little bit of polysaccharides, which are complex sugars in the fermentation process. And it's a really clean fermenter, very moderate speed, so it keeps and retains a lot of esters and phenolic compounds, which are the things that smell really, really good in wine. And this is because of that, this is very similar to a stainless steel Chardonnay. The yeast that we used is traditionally used for making Chardonnay. So you get a lot of those tropical characteristics, but this doesn't go through that secondary fermentation that Chardonnay goes through that gives it the buttery character. So it's like a Chardonnay that's not buttery. And this one won a gold medal at one of the competitions. I can't remember which one. I think it was Jefferson Cup or the Finger Lakes International Wine Competition, if not both. But by far, my absolute favorite wine to drink.
Next up, middle glass. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I can tell this is a little bit sweeter wine. Doesn't smell like a full sweet. Oh. I'm gonna have to say this is probably blue. It's not quite Brickyard Hill white. It has that more Geisenheim type flavor to it, so blue.
Woohoo!
Okay. Heck yeah. So blue is one of our top selling wines here. It's made predominantly with a grape variety called Geisenheim, which unfortunately we do not grow Geisenheim here on the property. We could, but we're already managing many, many acres of grapes. And we can actually get really, really good quality Geisenheim grapes from the New York State Finger Lakes area. Geisenheim is a hybrid variety that is bred to be very, very similar to Pinot Noir and Gewürztraminer, which are traditionally grown in a certain area of France and Germany. Typically a little bit cooler climate grape, but Geisenheim kind of has the best of both worlds. So Gewürztraminer has some of those kind of spicy fruit characteristics, whereas Riesling tends to have these like fusel oil characteristics that kind of have almost like a petrol, or some people might call it foxy type characteristic, but it's very, very unique. And this is a semi-sweet version of it, meaning that this is about 3.5% residual sugar, which equates to about 35 grams of sugar per liter of wine. So it can make your dry wine drinkers happy. It can make your sweet wine drinkers happy. This is something you would definitely want to pull out for Thanksgiving dinner, Easter dinner, that kind of stuff. Or if you're having a myriad of guests that are coming over that you don't really know what everybody drinks, you're pretty much going to make everybody happy with this wine. Cheers.
And our third selection for the Blend Club.
So I didn't hear a cork pop, but I heard the way that this one poured. So I'm guessing we have another sparkling. And when sparkling wine pours, you can hear kind of the frothiness and the carbonation. Do I have the right wine in my hand?
You do.
Okay, there's no doubt
Yeah.
what this is. This is almond, sparkling almond.
Yep.
Okay. Sparkling almond has a very, very unique profile because we do add a almond extract type flavoring to the wine. This particular vintage is a 100% Edelweiss that's grown here on our property. Some of that Edelweiss may be from Tom Capper's vineyard here in Iowa County as well. But Edelweiss is a really, really good grape variety to stand up to the almond. That way you're not just getting the almond flavoring. You get these really bright citrus and honeysuckle notes, and you get this kind of a backbone of that almond flavoring. So you're not just getting this artificial flavor bomb. It's a really, really good amalgamation of flavors. This is a wine that a lot of people make mimosas with, and when you add orange juice to it, that almond flavoring kind of brings about this kind of like creamsicle type flavor, like orange dreamsicle, whatever they call it. You know what I'm talking about. Lovely, lovely wine. This is one of the first sparklings I made when I got here. This was a Zach and Rana and Cassie idea, and it has been one of our top selling, if not our top selling sparklings since we've started producing it, and definitely a fan favorite. There'll be times where I walk into Hy-Vee grocery store and this is always the one that all of them are missing from the shelf from. So apparently we have quite the following with our almond. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do.